The Ryder Cup begins Friday. Team Europe versus Team USA facing off in a team event for one of golf's oldest trophies. So that got us to thinking, what if we did the same for hockey, but with a twist? It's Team Europe versus Team North America, so we could include Canadian players as well. Please welcome our team captains to do this, Craig Button and Dave Poulin. Craig, you're in charge of picking Team Europe. Poulin in charge of picking Team North America. Gentlemen, 12 players, just like the golf tournament. We went with 6 forwards, 4 D-men, 2 goaltenders. Craig, let's start with you. Give us your pick for Team Europe.
I have a big question. Why is Bob Weeks not here being the captain of Team Europe? He's our golf expert. My handicap is about 39 right now, so I don't know if I'm really the right person, but I'm going to give it a go.
Right.
Let's start in the net. 2 Russian goaltenders, Andrei Vasilevsky and Igor Shesterkin. Not bad. You know, you look at what they've accomplished in their careers. That's impressive. I'm really happy with my goaltending. They can have a lot of saves, par saves we'll call it. On the blue line, it's going to be led by Victor Hedman, Miro Heiskanen, Roman Josi. This last one might create a little controversy because I'm going with Rasmus Dahlin. And somebody might say, what about Erik Karlsson? Yeah, I think Rasmus Dahlin is ready to emerge. Karlsson had a fantastic year last season, but I'm comfortable with that four. They're big, they can skate, and they can make a lot of different things happen. Now we go up front. Leon Draisaitl, that's an obvious one. Yeah. I mean, him and McDavid, they're going to go head-to-head in this. I know Dave Poulin's picking McDavid on his team. Draisaitl, head-to-head now. Let's see what they can do. Then you got David Pastrnak, 60-goal scorer. Sasha Barkov, he can play the game pretty darn well in a lot of different ways. He can play on the other side of the puck as well. And then you start to go, Mikko Rantanen, big, strong, can kill penalties. He can also score in a really significant way. And then Nikita Kucherov. I mean, who doesn't want Nikita Kucherov on their team? And the emergence of Elias Pettersson, the Vancouver Canucks superstar. He can do it all as well. 6'4", that adds up to 12. I like our chances of winning in Europe. And Bob Weeks, you might not be the captain, but you're my honorary captain.
Getting a nod already from you. 11 players recorded more than 100 points in the NHL last season. 6 of them are on Team Europe, including 3 of the top 4 in Draisaitl, Pastrnak, Kucherov. No shortage of scoring, but no Alex Ovechkin. Was he tough to leave off your roster, Craig?
Nope. I think the 6 players I have are all better than Alexander Ovechkin. And that's not a knock against Alexander Ovechkin. What it is it speaks to the quality of player available. And when you consider, you just named 3 players that were 3 of the top 4 scoring players in the National Hockey League last year. Rantanen, I mean, he's a massive difference maker. I talked about Barkov. Barkov can do so many different things in the game. And that, you don't want just everybody that can. I got enough goal scorers, and I love Alex Ovechkin. Not with this group. If I had to pick 9 players, he'd be on my team, but I only could pick 6.
All right, so no Ovi, but lots of team chemistry. A quarter of Team Europe comes from the 2-time Cup champs in Tampa. Poulin, give me your thoughts on Craig's picks first, and then give me your picks for North America.
Well, I'm standing on the tee box on this daunting golf course, and I actually love Craig Button's team. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I'm looking across at the guys we're teeing it up against, and that is one imposing squad. It may have been as difficult for his 6 captain's picks as for the 6 automatic choices. But I'm not sure what kind of course I'm playing, so my team may look a little different. Started in net, Connor Hellebuyck. I think my Vezina Trophy winner will lead the way back there. And then a youngster joining him, Jake Ottinger out of Dallas, had that huge year a couple years ago. He'll be back. I think my tandem is strong in net. Now, the puck is not going to be in my end very much. When you see my 4 defensemen, they are so mobile that the puck is getting out of there so fast, my goalies might not have a lot of work to do. It'll be led by Cale Makar. Slick, puck moving, just an elite defenseman. I'm going to partner him with Charlie McAvoy. A little more physical player than you think. And I know it's a couple of right shots there, but Charlie can play any kind of course you want to play as well. He can get out of the traps. He's good around the greens, and he's long off the tee. My other pair are going to be up ice, up course all night long, and that's Adam Fox and Quinn Hughes. So as you can see, that is the hands team. They are so good around the greens. They've got great putting styles. Those guys are going to move the puck out of the end. Who are they going to move it to? Well, the first line, Craig gave you this huge, big hint that I was going to pick Connor McDavid. Yeah. That's my centerman on my all-Canadian line. Sidney Crosby's on one side, Nathan MacKinnon on the other. These two have been dying to play together. Why not put them together with the best player in the world? That's what's leading off. My second-line center, and I use that term very carefully, maybe on the second hole tee box, is Austin Matthews. The big Toronto shooters in between. And here's where I'm going to change things up a little bit, because I'm not sure of this golf course. What if we get a rainy day? What if weather's involved? We're playing in Europe. Matthew Tkachuk is my right winger. He doesn't have to go far to find the left winger. Brady Tkachuk is on the left side. So Matthews is going to be flanked by a guy he lost to in the playoffs last year in Matthew, and a guy he's going to see a lot of for the next few years in Brady. I love the makeup of that line.
Poulin, I'm doing the math here. 12 players, and you're taking 8 from the U.S. McDavid, McKinnon, Crosby, and Makar are your only Canadians. Was it tough leaving so many Canadians off your roster?
Well, it was, Gino, and you know, that last winger spot that went to Brady Tkachuk could have gone a lot of different ways. And really, the balance is in net. And right now, the U.S. goaltending is really strong. John Gibson was a candidate as well. Thatcher Demko might have been in the conversation. So I think in net is the big glaring gap right now. But otherwise, it's all even up front.
All right, this is going to be posted online with the poll, so you, the hockey community, have a chance to have your say. Before you go, guys, make one last pitch for your squad to be crowned as this year's hockey Ryder Cup champion.
Well, I'll start here. I mean, that's a pretty daunting lineup that Dave has put together. And, you know, McDavid and McKinnon, I mean, the speed that they generate. But, you know, when you look at Matthew Tkachuk and Brady, you know, with Austin Matthews in the middle of them, that's going to pose a lot of different challenges for our group in Europe. So what we're going to try to do in Europe is we're going to try to take our group and we're going to try to stay in the fairway. We don't want to get into the rough. We want to stay right where we can get a clean look at the green and not get involved in that area, the high cut that can present a lot of problems. And we know what the two Tkachuk brothers can do in that regard.
Well, I know why you're a 39 handicap now if you think you're going to stay out of the rough, because there's no way you're staying out of the rough. You better learn to hit out of the rough. And that crease area, I'm going to have that grass about 5 feet high in that crease area, Craig. So the rough is going to be thick, and the Tkachuk boys are going to answer. But think of the skill level on these two teams. What a fun Ryder Cup matchup this would be.
A reminder, the comments are now officially open. Direct all your takes directly to Craig Button and Dave Poulin.